Hey grown-ups, Tessa Flannery here. We've officially hit the Burr months, the perfect time to start holiday shopping. And my first stop, always Uncommon Goods. Uncommon Goods makes gift shopping actually fun, with thousands of one-of-a-kind, high-quality items you won't find anywhere else. Most are handmade by independent artists and small businesses. And as someone who works for a small business myself with Girl Tales, I love supporting other creators. This year, I got my coffee-obsessed friend a Coffee from Around the World set. Somebody is getting that color-changing umbrella, and I'm treating myself to the peanut butter sampler pack. Uncommon Goods truly has something for everyone, from grown-ups to kids, book lovers to foodies, and with every purchase, they donate $1 to a nonprofit of your choice. So shop early, find something special, and cross a few names off your list. To get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/girltales. That's uncommongoods.com/girltales for 15% off. Uncommon Goods. We're all out of the ordinary. Hey grown-ups, Tessa Flannery here, and we at Girl Tales know how quickly family time turns into scrolling time, with everyone defaulting to their own devices after a long day. Wouldn't it be great to have an active option the whole family can enjoy? Something fun for those cozy fall nights when no one wants to leave the house? We've found the answer. Next Playground, an active game system where your body powers the play. It's 100% motion-driven gaming, no controllers or wearables needed. Just move naturally to play. The game library is packed with family favorites. Join Bluey in a game of Keepy Uppy. Go on adventures with How to Train Your Dragon, dance with Barbie, pop bubbles in Gabby's Dollhouse, or master some moves with Kung Fu Panda. Even better, Playground is kids safe, with no ads, in-app purchases, or mature content. It's the perfect way to turn screen time into active family time this fall. Want to learn more? Visit nextplayground.com. That's nextplayground.com to explore active family gaming today.
Hey Tailblazers, I'm Rebecca Cunningham, and this is Girl Tales, a kids podcast packed with girl power and stories where every child's voice matters. Grownups, Girl Tales is brought to you by families like yours. If you would like to hear your child's name at the top of our next episode, or if you would like me to wish them a happy birthday, head to patreon.com/Girl Tales and join a team today. Now on to our episode. This is The Open Door. Enjoy! I'd like to tell you about a friend of mine. I've told you about her before, but this story about her feels important to share now. Her name is Mayor Lucinda. In case you don't remember, Mayor Lucinda is the mayor of Freshwater. She's been the mayor for, well, practically forever, and under her leadership, the town of Freshwater has seen amazing changes and growth. One such change occurred a long time ago, way back before I lived in Freshwater. You see, for a while, Freshwater was a pretty isolated town. Sometimes outsiders would stumble across it on their travels, but mostly the people and magical creatures of Freshwater kept to themselves. They were happy in their little community. I wouldn't necessarily say that they wanted to keep others out, but Mayor Lucinda saw an opportunity in Freshwater. An opportunity to invite more people in. One warm summer day, Mayor Lucinda called a meeting in the town square for all the residents of Freshwater. A small stage was set in the center with a podium so Mayor Lucinda could make her announcement. As the sun beamed down, the crowd sat on benches and chairs, eager to hear what all the fuss was about. Usually, Mayor Lucinda called meetings for the whole town to discuss big things, like the construction of new roads or the proposal of a new event. What was it this time? Behind the stage, Mayor Lucinda paced back and forth. She was nervous. She was normally a confident leader. She knew she was great at her job, but something about this felt different. She had recently been reelected, and she was about to propose a big change to the town of Freshwater, perhaps one of the biggest changes the town had ever seen. And while the residents of Freshwater usually had her back, this time she wasn't sure how they would feel. Would her proposal lose her the support of the town? Mayor Lucinda stepped onto the stage, and the townspeople fell silent. Steadying her breath, Mayor Lucinda began to speak.
For a long time, Freshwater has been a welcoming place for its people. We townspeople are always here for one another. We help others get back on their feet when they struggle. We cheer for one another's successes. And now it's time for a new chapter, one that invites community beyond our borders. I call it the open door.
Mayor Lucinda went on to explain what the open door meant. It was a new policy that would welcome people and magical creatures from all around the world to come live in Freshwater, should they like to. New residents could bring a lot to Freshwater. New businesses might open, new jobs might be created, new cultures and traditions would bring more exciting holidays and festive celebrations. As mayor, Lucinda had visited other towns with an open-door policy, and each time she left feeling inspired. She knew in her heart that this was the right move for Freshwater, and as she spoke, her message was one of hope for the future.
Now, the proposal is mine, but the decision is yours. And I'm here to answer any question you might have, so we might all be able to move forward together.
For a moment, the crowd was silent. Mayor Lucinda felt a pang of worry in her stomach. As the newly re-elected mayor, people had a lot of expectations for her and hopes for themselves. Perhaps proposing this change so soon after taking office again was a bad idea. Then a man in the center of the crowd stood up and raised his hand.
What's wrong with the people we already have here? I like the way things are now, and I don't want it to change.
Some people in the crowd began to nod in agreement. Mayor Lucinda looked at the man. She understood how he might feel. Sometimes when you say something should change, it might seem like you're saying something isn't right with the way things are now. Maybe his feelings were hurt. But she knew if she just explained what she meant, he'd come around. Mayor Lucinda smiled at the man.
Nothing's wrong with Freshwater. I understand why it might seem like my plan for change could imply that you and the other people of Freshwater aren't enough just as you are. The people who live here now are wonderful. The people and magical creatures who arrive at our doorstep won't take anything away from that.
She knew this man. He ran the local freshwater construction company. Business had been slow for a long time because all the people and magical creatures who lived here already had a place to live, and most of the other town buildings were already constructed. So he'd mostly been working on small home improvement projects.
And just think, sir, if more people come to live in Freshwater, you and your business will have work building new houses for years to come.
The man perked up. He did like building houses. Maybe this new change wasn't too bad.
I suppose I'm all right with it then.
And he sat back down. Mayor Lucinda took a breath and then spent the rest of the day answering questions and concerns from the people and creatures of Freshwater. A hen clucked and raised her wing, hopping up onto someone's shoulder so she could be seen. Who was going to come? Mayor Lucinda wasn't quite sure about that, but she tasked some of the Freshwater residents to form a welcome committee. After all, some people might move to Freshwater ready to settle in right away, but other people might arrive who need a little bit more help to get started. No matter what, Mayor Lucinda wanted them all to feel welcome here. And the welcome committee was excited to make that happen and provide newcomers with the tools and resources they might need to succeed. Next, an elf ahemed his shoes, jingling as he stepped up to ask his question.
Are the people coming here going to make it harder for us to live our lives?
Mayor Lucinda explained that no, immigrants to Freshwater would only improve the community. Newcomers usually invest in their homes, their communities, and their lifestyles. They usually share their ideas and their traditions. To Mayor Lucinda, it sounded like some residents were scared about this big change. She understood that feeling. Every time she faced a change, big or little, she felt unsure and nervous. Even if it was something as small as trying a new food or selecting a different paint color for her office. And this was a very big change. It was important to acknowledge that feeling of fear. But it was even more important to look at the facts. And the facts showed that the open door policy would make Freshwater even better. On and on the questions came, and Mayor Lucinda answered every single one, even long into the night. Once the last concern had been addressed, Mayor Lucinda thanked the crowd for their time. A vote would be held the next day on the open door policy. If it passed, it would go into effect the very next year. But if it failed, well, no open door. Mayor Lucinda had thought she had done enough to convince the residents of Freshwater that opening its doors was a good idea. But now it was up to the people to decide. The next day, Mayor Lucinda awoke to a line of people winding through the town, already waiting patiently to vote on the open door policy. From her window, she could hear people talking.
I'm going to vote against it. I don't want anyone else coming here.
Well, I'm gonna vote for it. I think it's time for Freshwater to grow.
People waited in line all day to vote. Clearly, everyone felt passionate about the issue. Once everyone had voted and all the voices had been counted, Mayor Lucinda sat nervously in her office, waiting for the results. As the clock ticked, she felt her heart pounding in her chest. It occurred to her that this change meant a lot to her. As mayor, she had so much power and so much responsibility to the residents of Freshwater, and it would mean so much to her if Freshwater supported her on this. She knew the open door policy was a great idea, but did everyone else feel that way too? Then the news broke. The open door policy had passed. Over 90% of the people of Freshwater voted in favor of opening its door to new residents. Mayor Lucinda heard cheers erupt in the streets, and a smile spread across her face. She had done it. Freshwater was about to open its doors, and she couldn't wait to see what happened next. But first, she had work to do. There was a welcome committee to get organized, homes to build, preparations to make. Now, I could go on and on about the amazing people and communities that have immigrated to Freshwater over the years, but I will save that for the next episode of the Freshwater Open Door series. I can't wait to share some of the stories of the people and magical creatures who have come to live here over the years. I think you're going to love them as much as I do. That was The Open Door, written by Megan Bagala, performed and executive produced by yours truly, Rebecca Cunningham. Girl Tales is a Cordelia Studios production. Grownups, you can get access to ad-free episodes of Girl Tales, as well as a range of other shows for the kids in your life by subscribing to Starglow Plus on Apple Podcasts. If you'd like to hear me narrate the original stories of Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, or Rebecca of Sunnybrook Farm, head to patreon.com/girltales and join Team Sunnybrook or above. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review wherever you get your podcasts. And hey, if you loved this story, share it with a friend. Oh, and remember, I believe in you.
There's a hill and a road and a path where I know you must go. Through the sun, wind, rain, or snow. But wherever you venture, you can always come home. 'Cause I trust your heart, I trust my heart, and I trust your mind, I trust my mind, and I trust the friends, I trust the friends. I know you will on the road.